come changelings will eat human babies, but they won't eat dwarves even though they can? For those of you who are new, the reason that they can even eat humans and reproduce is because dwarves were originally humans that were stricken with a disease. The stone skin disease that starts at their pinkies and at their toes and then will slowly work their way inward and up to their head, eventually petrifying the muscles and petrifying them to death. But thanks to Anva, the mother of dwarves, the 11-foot 1-inch Oni giantess who found a piece of medicine that allowed the slow progression of the stone skin disease throughout their lives, dwarves have the tendency to have the same lifespan as a human at this point, only then still dying because they either suffocate or petrify themselves to death. And while the mating manual will absolutely discuss changeling reproduction, we will talk about that subject in length. However, let's go ahead and just lightly touch on it. What if a changeling ended up swallowing an orc baby, or even worse, an ice elf baby? Let's start with the easier one of the two, the ice elves. When Ezeron decided to convert a bunch of races to be the ice elf race that we know today, our girl was absolutely cooking that day. Because ice elves, their fluids have the ability to give first-degree burns if you get their liquid, whether it's spit, jizz, and even their blood runs that hot because of the environment that they have to survive in. So if a changeling was like, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this baby, bloop. Assuming that the changeling didn't end up breaking any skin whenever it decided to swallow, the first part of this process would be extremely painless. However, once the skin starts melting and the body starts decaying, that's when those liquids are going to get free and then start absolutely decimating the inside of a changeling, forcing them to throw the baby up or keel over. And there's no guarantee that the changeling would even survive even if it started to throw up because of the severity of the burns that are going to be internal. But if nothing else, we are pretty sure that if, depending on how long the baby stays in there, the reproductive systems is just destroyed. They no longer would have the ability to convert kabats to actual embryos and then convert babies to kabans. Changelings absolutely stay away from orcs because if they end up swallowing a baby, it will end up being an orcanus, or as the common man would call it, an orcanus. And I'm assuming the astute students out there that you are can put two words together, orc, arcane. So imagine a classical orc from like Warhammer, now imbued with a lot more magic and with the ability to partially transform with lessened, keyword here, lessened mental regulatory factories in their head, meaning they're a lot more aggressive, even more so than orcans. Their critical thinking skills are not there, and almost every documented case of the orcanus have bipolar. So they will potentially flip-flop between being friendly